yeah, tennis dude. Yes, tennis dude. Okay. There was a tennis tournament at the US Open. Tennis pro Kamil Myshak just wins, okay? And he's going to the crowd to sign autographs. And you can see this kid is super excited to see what this guy's gonna do, all right? Signs a tennis ball. Signs a hat, passes it to the kid. This guy yoinks it. Smug as can be, a yoink, grabs it and then stuffs it in his wife's bag. And the kid's trying to explain, and he doesn't hear because he's busy, you know, so. And the wife's just smiling. It's just bad enough, right? You're caught on camera yoinking a hat from a child. Clearly an evil thing to do, and clearly, you know, pretty obvious. The guy understands that it's being held towards the kid and is like moving fast to snatch it. He is not under the impression the guy's handing it to him. I mean, look how quick this is. Huh? He grabs it and pulls fast. All right, no, it's crazy. Obviously, a pretty shameless thing to do. And the internet is already going to be mad at you still have from a kid. This has happened before. I mean, when I was looking for other examples, this woman reaches over a little girl to grab it, and then it falls into the girl's hands, and then this woman snatches it out and does this, and then runs back to her. It's crazy shameless, bro. And what's extra crazy is you know you're on the Jumbotron. Everyone's watching the ball. You have to be actually like so greedy. And then goes and sits down. The little girl walking slowly back to her seat. How can you literally do that? How can you live with yourself? How can you see that happen and go, yeah, high five? So anyway, this has happened before. There is an example of someone, if anyone has the example of the guy who gives it to the girl.
There's a scramble. There it is.
I was rooting for the girl myself. And she wins in the end. Yes.
Like, I'm sure with how excited this guy was, I'm sure he wanted to keep it. I'm sure he would have liked to have the ball, but he's a class act. And he also knows just generally, you just give it to the kid. That's the rule. You give it to the kid because it's a kid. He's not a complete psychopath. He's excited. He's probably more excited to get the ball than that guy was to get the hat because he's a real fan of the sport, clearly.
There it is.
But he sees the girl. Her face. You're really not going to give it to me? You know, that's what you got to do. All right. So he does it. So this guy didn't do it. And that would already be a problem. But it turns out this guy's a CEO. And people are not happy with CEOs in general. So this is Polish CEO Piotr Szyszerek. Immediately, you know, the internet does not take kindly to seeing a CEO rob a child of a hat at a sporting event. He looks like a villain in a movie, I'm gonna be honest with you. They found out who he was pretty quickly, and then they review bombed his company over and over again. Now, where this story gets crazy though, I mean, look, the guy is more than a little bit sociopathic to do what he did, especially when you're a millionaire CEO. To snatch a hat from a child at a sporting event, it's crazy. And stuff in your wife's bag. It's crazy. It's more than a little. It really is kind of an insane thing to do. I mean, you know who's really happy about this? The Coldplay CEO. He's finally like out of the public consciousness. Dude, this guy couldn't be happier. But again, what made this crazy is, so this guy deserves some kind of pushback and in general should apologize and give back the hat to the kid. That's the bare minimum. Here's where the problem came though. There's a follow-up where he apologizes. Here's his supposed apology. The recent incident at the tennis match has caused a disproportionate online uproar. It's all about the famous hat, of course. Yes, I took it. Yes, I did it quickly. But as I've always said, life is first come, first served. I understand some people might not like it, but please, let's not make a global scandal out of the hat. It's just a hat. If you were faster, you would have it. Regarding online hate, I remind you that insulting a public figure is subject to legal liability. All offensive comments, slander, and insinuations will be analyzed for the possibility of taking the matter to court. Now, when I read this, I was like, there's no way that a human being wrote this as a real apology. And of course they didn't. Of course this is fake. Of course, dude. Of course. course it's fake, bro. I'm not saying this guy's a good guy in any way, but people read this and they were like, yeah, that's really what he said. But this got 333,000 likes on just this account. This went so insanely viral. And then people started making up comments from his wife. They said his wife posted, "You poor people, you shouldn't have access to the internet. You can't use this tool correctly. Unfortunately, Polish mental poverty together with straw in shoes gives the result we can all see." This kid simply got a pro bono life lesson. Come on, you guys thought this was real? So this shit goes mega viral and everybody like literally starts seeing blood. They start seeing blood. And so now like his company might implode. Like they're taking down they're going after all the employees, they're going after everybody. People are going wild. It turns out his actual apology was what you'd expect. He said, "I'm sorry, I didn't notice the kid," which is a lie, by the way. Like from the video, you can tell he noticed the kid, but he says, "I didn't notice the kid, I'm sorry, and I gave the hat back," which, whatever. It's tough because I've seen this kind of thing happen more than once. Like I saw, this is on my own subreddit, people were posting that I needed to react to the Cracker Barrel apology for changing their brand back. And I was like, okay, what is it? And they sent it to me. The Cracker Barrel AI apology. You got to respond to this. They use ChatGPT. And so I took one glance at it and I saw it was signed by the Cracker Barrel PR department. And I was like, this is fake. This is so obviously fake. But people were believing it. Like, oh my God, these idiots use ChatGPT. Every single time there's a scandal lately, there is somebody just making it like the same thing with this guy. Listen, this guy shouldn't be cheating. They shouldn't be cheating on their spouse at a Coldplay concert. But both of these people had fake statements put out by the internet that were like, well, sometimes cheating's okay. Everyone's like 10 million likes. These idiots think cheating is okay? What kind of apology is that? It's like, holy, like, come on. Where's the media literacy, bro? It's not even close to real. It's not even, it's this weird phenomenon, right? Where I think I want to make fun of the CEO, not this guy, the other guy, the hat stealer. But people are so addicted to the rage. Like the second it starts to subside, they have to add more to it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but it makes me uncomfortable because I can't just make fun of this guy anymore. You guys are like weirdly, it's not all of you, but some of you are so weirdly addicted to it. You got to push it. But I do want to say the major takeaway is that this guy's a sociopath. This ain't nothing new. People believe JD Vance the couch. I don't think that's true. I don't think most people think JD Vance actually a couch. First time chatter, I'm the only one who a couch. It's tough to tell. We're very post-truth, I gotta say. But I'm just trying to find a group of people who can make fun of a CEO doing something stupid without it becoming their whole identity. But anyway, there was another person. Wait, there was another CEO who also did something quite. We're checking in on the CEOs today, and this one was interesting. You guys are aware that Nestle is like the most perfect above-board company in history. Like, there's no scandals with Nestle. They've never, ever done anything worthy of scorn or anger. Well, finally, their long history of perfection has been broken. After years of owning basically every brand you eat or put on your body or drink or feed to your cat. And you can trust them with all this stuff, especially baby food. That's their best area. They finally broke that when the Nestle CEO apparently had an improper relationship with their employee. I believe also cheating on his wife. An undisclosed relationship with a subordinate, a breach of the company's code of conduct. But did he cheat? They don't give a lot of details. They're saying it was just an undisclosed relationship with a subordinate. But I find a hard time believing that it was just a normal consensual relationship with somebody who works at the company. And they fired a CEO with no exit package. I think something went, it feels like something went wild. Maybe it's just because Nestle has such high standards. For ethics. They didn't want anybody to besmirch the Nestle good name. So even though he did nothing really wrong, it was just a relationship with somebody who worked in accounting or whatever. It's like, you have to disclose that, but paperwork or you're fired on the spot. It was a straight relationship, not a gay relationship, and they're woke, so he got fired. The famously woke Nestle. Yeah, that's probably what happened. But anyway, I guess what I'm saying is, despite, you know, showing publicly no major wrongdoing, they're very vague about it. He was fired after how many years at the company? 24? And was given no exit packet. Like he got no golden handcuff, no golden parachute, I mean. So like, that's crazy. It must be something serious. I mean, it just must be. It must be bad. Just realistically, a 24-year CEO of Nestle, a company that has tolerated like you can literally murder babies with infant formula and not get fired. The thing he must have done must have been crazy. And to get no exit package, like CEOs, that never happens. So yeah, CEOs behaving badly, news at 11, but that was a couple things that happened today. I do think it's kind of funny that like this Nestle CEO will probably have nothing happen, go under the radar, and the guy that took the hat will be haunted till the end of his days. They'll have they'll make up stories about his kids, bro. They'll bully them in school. Let's make up a story for the Nestle CEO. Let's make up an apology for the Nestle CEO. Yeah. God forbid a man gets some strange at his place of work. I swear to God, put that on social media. The Nestle CEO has officially apologized, and it'll get 250K likes. Holy shit, this guy really thinks you can say that?